going to go through today is learning how to set up a new year using the accounting setup wizard. It's a really nice feature for TOPS 1, makes adding your new year and completing everything very easy. So first we'll start off with a PowerPoint, then I'm going to show you in a live on my sample community. So we'll go to the first page here. On the agenda for today, we are again going to learn how to set up a new year using the accounting year setup wizard. It's an introduction to accounting year setup. The review for the closed current year and how to process and undo closed years will be in part 2. So we look forward to you signing up for that as well. So what is the accounting year setup wizard? This is installed in One. It's an easy feature that will help you setting up the new year or a future fiscal year. You are also going to be able to close a current year, reclose after making those adjustments, or undo a close year, because we all know things happen in the management world. So again, those with the closing the current year, making adjustments will be in part 2. What we are going to focus on during this call today is just getting that new year or that future fiscal year set up. So the setup wizard will walk you through the steps that you need to define your account settings for the coming year. The best part about this wizard is all of your current settings that you have are preloaded for your convenience. The wizard will allow you to review those settings, tweak and approve the new year setup in just a few moments. To access the accounting year setup wizard, what you will do for each community is you'll go to Portfolio in TOPS 1, go to the communities homepage that you're working in, and on the bottom right-hand side of the page, you'll go to Related Links and choose Accounting Year Dashboard. This dashboard is going to have the following options of opening the year or creating a new year, closing and undo a close. So the wizard will display the community's current settings from the previous year. When you do choose to set up a new year, you'll be asked to choose a start date for the new year, the frequency of payments, and the preferred accounting method. Now we've loaded, as I said earlier, the settings will be loaded for you that you currently have, so there's no need to change them if you want everything to remain the same as the current year. And you just need to remember to enter the year-end suspense account. Once you have all of these fields completed, you're going to click Next. This will take you to the monthly period frequency. So if you choose monthly, there will be 12 accounting periods. If you choose quarterly, if your community is quarterly, you'll have 4 accounting periods, and you can edit those dates manually by typing in the date or choosing the calendar icon. Once you finish that, you're going to click Next. And then we are on to the budgets and the distribution. So again, you're going to have 2 options on this section. You can copy a budget, or you can set up new values. You can also choose to skip and enter this later if you want. We're going to talk about on this slide copying the budget, so that is option A. This will copy the previous year's budget to the same accounts. You can then alter those amounts later if you just wanted to copy it by going into General Ledger and Edit Budget. But again, that will be reviewed in part 2. This option will also allow you to copy the budget, and you can alter the amounts by a percentage of whatever your budget went up. I have the example of 3%. The other option that you have for your budget and distribution is choosing to use new values, where you will manually enter new budgets per account. And the way that works, you see this is circled, you would choose Use New Values, edit, and enter the budget amount next to the account number you need. You can also choose those by clicking on Asset, Liability, Equity, Income, or Expense, whichever you wanted to see. And optional, you can distribute the amount evenly across the accounting periods, and you would just click Distribute to have that done for you. Then the wizard is going to take you to your codes. And this is where you're going to verify the assessment and any special assessment amounts that you may be charging for the next year. You can edit this by clicking on the pencil icon, entering the new amount, and then clicking the check mark. And if an assessment has multiple code categories, you can click the down arrow to minimize that assessment. And once you click next, you're done. What we want to do is make sure that when you do click done, that you're going back, looking at your codes, making sure everything has changed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through on my sample community so you could see this and see how quickly and easily it goes through. Okay, so you should see my sample community. And again, we're going to get started on this and we'll start from the very beginning. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. I apologize for that. So to get started, you're going to click on Portfolio and Communities. You'll probably have several communities. I just have the one sample community loaded. Click on the community. And now you're on the community's main page. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see related links. This is where all of your information will be handled, and you're going to go to the accounting year dashboard. When you click on the accounting year dashboard, again, as we spoke about earlier, you'll be able to set up a new year, close a year, or undo the close year. And you'll learn more about close year and undo a close year in part 2. So we're going to go with set up new year. When you click on that hyperlink, it's going to take you to the beginning of the wizard. It's going to explain the setup wizard will walk you through the steps you need to define your accounting settings for the coming year. So we're just going to click Get Started. Now we're at the accounting setup. So we're going to choose a start date for the new year and the frequency of payments. So when you go to choose the year, you'll notice that you'll have 2020. You may be working in 2019 to 2020 or 2020 to 2021. I think we're pretty far past the 2019 to 20, but you'll choose the beginning of the fiscal year that you want to work in. The start date will show here. Your period frequency, the settings will be copied from your previous year. So this is showing monthly, and we are on an accrual accounting. You'll also want to include your year-end suspense account. If you know the number, you could type it in. You can also click on this file folder and choose just like that. Once you know that everything here is correct, you'll click Next. It'll ask you, are you certain that this is the suspense account? Click yes or no if it's not, and then correct it. And then that will take you to the accounting year setup for the periods. You can edit these if need be. This is exactly what I want. It's showing each month. Just go through and verify that everything is correct and choose Next. And then we are here with the budgets. So you can enter your budget for the new year. If you need to refer to a current or a past year, you can find them by clicking the budget link as it explains here. So what we're going to do is we have the option of copying the budget. By copying the budget, it will take the budget from 2019, put it to 2020. We could choose to alter those amounts. I know here in Florida, usually when I worked for the management company, everything basically went up about 3%. You could choose the percentage that you wanted to go up. You also have the option of clicking on Use New Values. When you use new values, you can choose to look at whichever ranges you want to, and you can put in your budget manually. If you were going to do that, we'll just do income really quickly, and we'll look at assessment income, and maybe your assessment income is $500,000. When you put in all of your figures after you're done, you can click on Distribute, and that will distribute per month. If you need to make any changes, maybe you're in an expense that you only want to show in January and June, you can manually adjust this as well. And you'll just work yourself all the way down to have everything completed. I'm going to go back to the beginning to copy budgets. and alter by 3%. Once everything is completed, you will then click Next. Please remember when entering your new budget, I should have mentioned this on the last screen, that negative numbers cannot be entered. They're only positive numbers. This next screen will take you to codes. And these codes you'll review, and you can use the pencil icons to make any changes that you need to the HOA assessments. And you can verify at the end that everything has changed. We're just going to leave this, that everything is the same, but if it were different, if we maybe had a special assessment, we could just click on the pencil icon. That will allow us to put an amount in, say it's $500, and then we would click on the check mark to save that amount. And then we would click Next. Once we've clicked Next, we're all done. So you'll wait for it to load. This is taking a little, it'll take a little bit because it's putting all of your information in, and it's going to congratulate you. It is also going to ask you, would you like to set a reminder? Your new year will begin on January 1st of 2020. If you like, we can set a task to remind you when it's almost time. So you could put any finishing touches on these settings before the start date. So you can assign that to yourself or someone else in the community. You can select a reminder to make sure that everything is correct, or you cannot set the reminder. That's up to you. And then you just want to click Finish. And your new year is set up. So if you do want to look at your codes, verify that everything has taken place the way you want it to, you will end up on that community page. You can go down to the related links, select codes, and you can look at your HOA assessments. These are still for 2019 that you see, but we can toggle to go to 2020, which all of these stay the same.